Hey there, Virgo. Ooh, the fives. The fives are here to help. They're supposed to make us somewhat uncomfortable because without them, there isn't a whole lot of motivation or um, reasons to, we can become complacent and stagnant. And this is like, hey, things just aren't feeling right. There's some strife, there's competing ideas, and people are putting energy into different things, and there's some competition, whether good or bad, and it's made you stop and pause and think, is this really worth it? Is this job worth it? Is this relationship worth it? Is this friendship worth it? Is this house I'm paying too much for worth it? Is this, you know what I mean? Like, do I want to live here anymore? Like, it's just, you're getting to the point where you're kind of like, the amount of energy you're expending on some situation, something that you may once have been pretty passionate about, it's just kind of not there anymore. And things feel stagnant. You're just sort of, you're either waiting for someone else, or you're just finally getting to that point where you're like, I need to make some different decisions here. I need to maybe let some things go. I need to stop hemorrhaging energy into an area that isn't even helping me, serving me. You may feel a little bit stuck in this negative cycle of events, and um, and so you don't like that. You're not happy with that. You don't like the fighting. You don't want the fighting. So the hangman says is, okay, for this right now, you can't actively make any changes for whatever reason. But you can deal with this stagnation in a couple different ways. If you were this guy, you could sit here and just be pissed and swearing and struggle and throw a big temper tantrum and curse and blame everyone in the world, and really have a big old man or woman fit, which is just not attractive, people. Or you could say, well, you know what? Here's where I am right at this moment. It's not going to be this way forever. So let's keep things in perspective. And well, you know what? Maybe I could be using my energy, instead of stressing and worrying about some situation. Maybe I can focus it on some other things and actually get some productive time out of this seeming inactivity that's going on. So it's all about mindset and perspective, and it's your choice how you want to spend your time. If you want to sit here arguing and bitching and complaining to everyone and about the situation, and staying up at night thinking about it, and being all stressed out, or you can think, I don't want that anymore. I want this. I want to feel better. I want a new beginning. I want to lighten my load of this burden. And that's really what I feel you guys are going to choose, because this Knight of Swords comes in and he just cuts away. He's going to just cut this all away. He's just like, you're done. Like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm not getting sucked into this anymore. I'm not enabling. I'm not engaging. I'm not getting sucked in. What does my dad say? Never get in a pissing contest with a skunk. It's just like, I'm not going to have the same fight with this person ever again. And they can say whatever they want. I'm not getting sucked in, because that's what they want. They don't want to talk it out. They don't want to see your point of view. They don't. They want the fight. They want the engagement. And you're like, you're seeing that now, and you're like, no, I'm out of here in whatever way that is. So whether that means you need to put up boundaries. You need to either cut the person or the situation out of your life. That's not always possible. Or you need to protect yourself, put up boundaries. You need to either communicate with them, which this Knight will, and say, I'm not doing it anymore. Or you need to physically remove yourself, or just not engage, whatever you need to do. And often these people or situations that are drains like this, they ignore other people. They are completely disrespectful of other people's boundaries, yet have crazy boundaries themselves. It's very rarely fair. So that's always a good sign. Like, am I dealing with sort of an abusive person or abusive situation? Think about it. Do they respect your boundaries but demand that they have so many rules and boundaries you can barely keep up with them, or something like that? And you're just like, okay, I'm done. You're just really like, I'm out. You can just sit there and have your own little fight all by yourself, but I'm not engaging with you anymore. It's really like an ending of any sort of codependency situations, regardless of where they want, because you want this. You don't want to feel that way. You don't want to get sucked up in other people's crap. And coming into focus is the Page of Wands, and that's this page is like, I want to be inspired. I want to be motivated. I want to be enthusiastic about things. I don't want to be here. This is not the type of Wands energy I want. And if this means I have to go out on my own and look for something different, then it's worth it. I'm going to do that because this is not a place for me to live. That's not interest. That's not no longer a viable option for me. Here's some overall cards. Yes. You're getting a similar reading. Someone just had this King of Cups. The Chariot. You're out of there. And this, though, is not reaction. It's not storming out, throwing your hands up and, F you and I'm out of here and storming out in a rage. This is a very calm, calculated, this isn't, while you're sitting here, you're not complaining and fussing. You're thinking, okay, well, you know what? I need to do some things here. I need to take some action, and I'm going to take this step and do this step. I'm going to calmly, this night isn't always calm, but I'm going to communicate what's happening, my boundaries, what's going on. And then I'm going to set out on my own, and here's the path I'm taking. I'm not just taking off where I know exactly where I'm going to go. I know exactly how I'm going to deal with this situation. And it's going to be very mature. This guy's very mature in his positive sense. He's going to just very calmly communicate his feelings and then calmly start his new life without this burden, whatever it is. This could be a big thing, a small thing, but anything where it's just an energy suck, and you're going to remove yourself from it. And it's not going to be in a fit of anger and rage. That's the negative side. The positive side of this guy is just, this is what he wants. He wants this feeling. And he's just not going to tolerate this feeling. And so he's just going to very maturely and calmly get in his car and drive away and take off. But he's going to feel peaceful about it. He's going to have handled it in a mature way. He's not going to get sucked in to any negative things. If it's a job, he's going to find a new job. And he's not going to burn bridges. If it's a relationship, he's going to acknowledge, the wonderful times, but that it's no longer working out, and wishing them that, he's not going to get caught up in resentment and negativity dealing with this situation. If it's himself, something he needs to deal with that's within himself, he's going to acknowledge it and be like, okay, this is something I need to work on, and I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to be the victim. I'm going to accept responsibility for my actions. And here's my action plan for fixing it so I can be an emotionally healthy, whole person, and move forward with joy and happiness and unburdened soul, heart, whatever you want to call it. So thank you very much. I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.